Jules here for Talk to Me Tuesday on Tuesday, November 20th. This will be nice and short, but I wanted to make sure I got a video in. And there were a couple of things about Houston Quilt Fest that I did not share last week. And that is the two crafts that I did just before leaving. And one was this. I decided I needed some sort of quilting apparel to wear at festival. So one of the things I did was applique on this sweatshirt. So it says Fandom Quilter, and the pattern for the letters I got from shinyhappyworld.com. She has a free alphabet applique pattern, which handily she has going both directions, you know, forward and in reverse if you're going to use fusible, which is what I had planned to do. So I used Steam-A-Seam 2 fusible, double-sided fusible web. I traced the letters onto the web and leaving space to cut around them, and then just basically cut them into, like, you know, rectangles or whatever, and then dug through my scraps of fandom fabrics. Doctor Who, I even have a couple of Nancy Drew in here. Here's Nancy Drew, here's another Nancy Drew in the R, Harry Potter, here's my Gryffindor fabric, here's the Gryffindor tie fabric. I'm sorry, this is Hufflepuff fabric. And I've got Ravenclaw fabric down here. I've got a Dalek in the E. I basically just dug through all of my scraps from other projects, including Star Trek, classic Star Trek. There's even Zelda. That was a scrap that was left over from Phoebe's pillows for her dorm room. And I've got all different kinds of Doctor Who fabric. So I had a bunch of little bits that were left over, and it was great because I was able to use up some scraps. Stuck are basically a piece of fabric about the same size as the piece of webbing, peeled off the back, stuck it onto the fabric, and then cut it out, finished cutting out the letter, and then just laid them out on the sweatshirt to where I thought they looked good. Pressed them, and then decided I wanted to machine applique them also, because I wanted it to be 100% washable, dryable. So so I started out just doing a straight stitch. Oh my god, it was horrible and painstaking, and when I was about halfway through, I said, screw this, I'm going to go try a zigzag. So I went back and zigzagged over the ones I'd already done, and I'm much happier with the zigzag. It's still raw edge applique, and I'm okay with that. And I just used black to zigzag it. So there you have it, Fandom Quilter. So this was my jacket, quote unquote, for the entire trip. And I did wear it to the meetup, the Phantom and Stitches meetup on Friday. And then the first thing I did was a stencil. And I just used a t-shirt I already had in my closet. And I just used paint that I already had. And I just drew it freehand, actually, onto the freezer paper and then cut it out with the X-Acto knife. Ironed the freezer paper to the t-shirt, and then cut a hunk of sponge and just squeezed paint directly onto the sponge. It is from Folk Art fabric, metallic taupe. And I was just trying to use something that, after I did it, I was like, ooh, that doesn't really stand out. I should have used like black or something that would stand out a little brighter, you know, starker on the tie-dye. So I took fabric markers and went around all of the letters after the fact, after I'd taken the freezer paper off. And then I did this earlier in the week, so I was able to just toss it in the dryer the day before I left to make sure it was ready to be worn and completely, you know, wash-proof. So yeah. So the only thing, I did it all in purple except for the word scraps. It says, when life gives you scraps, make quilts. And I saw it on Amazon and was going to order it, but I wasn't sure how the shirt would fit, and I really like this shirt. And I read some reviews saying that the letters were peeling off and stuff like pretty quick. So rather than spend $20, you know, on that, I just used materials I already had in the house and made myself a fun scrap quilting themed t-shirt. And that is it. The project room cleanup and reorganization is still underway. My AccuQuilt Ready Set Go set that I ordered last week, it is due to arrive at my office today, and I gotta finish this week cleaning up in here so that I can start playing with it. I want to start cutting up some scraps. I look forward to watching your videos, and I hope everyone who celebrates Thanksgiving, I hope you get some time to spend with family, relax, enjoy yourself, have some crafty time over the long weekend if you get a long weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye!